And we are back, folks, for another edition of the Michigan Football Film Study focused on the offense with Al Borges. Always great to catch up with gorgeous Al Borges.
But particularly great this week, Sam, because we're talking about not a win, but a big win.
Yeah,
Okay.
big win. A big win. Hey, man, a complete performance by this offense. I started to think that we wouldn't see this, that we wouldn't see a rushing performance like this by this offense this season. And here we are, Al Borges, and just in time for Ohio State. I wondered if this offensive line was capable of this type of performance.
Mhm.
Without Alex Orji behind center to sort of help balance the offensive box, if you will. And yet they were able to accomplish an imposing rushing performance without the +1
Mhm.
equation back there, and that was really, really good to see, Coach Borges.
But that said, that's exactly right. They did add a little bit to their run control RPO game. Not a little bit, a lot. Now that I think about it, I mean, and that helped. And not necessarily always tossing it out there, although they did that a couple times, but spreading the offense enough and making them respect the perimeter to help open up those inside running lanes. So they had an answer. This time it was an orgy, but they did have an answer.
Yeah, so, good to see, gives Ohio State a few wrinkles to prepare for that are different than what Ohio State had been looking at all season. So,
Mhm.
this is, you got the things that you look at like you used to do when you coached at Michigan. There are
Mhm.
things that you look at all year long for Ohio State,
Mhm.
just like Ohio State looks at all year long for Michigan. And here are a few sprinkles that Michigan just tosses in the
Mhm.
week of the game, right? That you got to look
Mhm.
at if you're Ohio State. Now, not like Michigan has a whole lot talent wise that maybe scares them, but these are definitely some things that they got to look at on film that makes things a little interesting for them, right?
Yeah, and I think it helped them, and they could develop them some more. They got a game, maybe two games left, but they can develop 'em a little bit, maybe build off some of the things that they did in this game. So, um, it's Michigan, Ohio State, and we all know that all bets are off in this game. And I know everybody's Ohio State's going to. I've heard that before. Okay, but when you tee it up and there's that matchup, a lot of things happen that you don't anticipate. Some good, some bad, but it's usually not. It doesn't follow what happened the entire season. I'll just say that.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And so we will break it down. We will tell you about some of the wrinkles that
Mhm.
emerged in this game. We will talk about the performance of the quarterback, Davis Warren. We saw some improvement that there was the technical improvement, but then there's the piece of it that I like to call because you got to coach intestinal fortitude some too as a coach,
Mhm.
Coach Borges,
Absolutely huge
right?
in
You
that
got
position. Yeah.
yeah, you got to coach that, and I thought we saw to go from the interception, which part of it was him, and the part of it was the pressure that came.
Yeah, we're gonna show that too. We're gonna show that, but yeah, I agree with you. I think the thing I liked about him is I don't think that much got to him in this game. And you mentioned the pick because he could have gone south on the pick. He hadn't thrown a pick in a while, okay, but he threw that one, and we're gonna give you a few reasons possibly why. But he didn't really let it rattle him, and the run game was solid enough to where it could get him back into the game, particularly in the second half. Sam, they started strong with the first drive and finished strong with the last drive of the first drive. But this first drive of the second half was a insert zone clinic for three straight plays, and they were very successful. And it resulted in a touchdown. And I think that helped the quarterback. I really do because I think once he comfortable knowing that the defense was doing a great job and that the offense was being productive. You start feeling your oats a little bit, start playing better. And I think he had his most solid performance of the season.
Yeah, and he to me, after the pick, the 2-minute drill. The
Mm-hmm.
2-minute drill
Was impressive.
was that was to me the intestinal
Yeah.
fortitude
Yep.
sort of
Yep.
moment where he kinda showed, okay,
Yep.
I'm comfortable and I'm I'm showing the improvement from the Indiana game where it was questionable
Mm-hmm.
to this week where I'm improved.
Right.
I've bounced back. So that was really,
Right.
really good to see.
And one thing I want to point out, Sam, we talked about this off air, but I think the tendency when this happens is to minimize the effort because it's Northwestern. They're not very good. Northwestern's a very formidable defensive football team, and their numbers would bear that out. They have played very salty defense all year. They are not a good offensive team, but they are a pretty good defensive team. So they weren't doing it against Molly Putts out there. They were moving the ball on a team that has stopped some people. So credit to them making some progress from one week to the next, dealing with some of the things that were weaknesses in other games. For example, the games, the line charge variations, the twists and such. They seem to handle that better. Their targeting was better in terms of who to block, how to block them. I mean, again, as I say, that Davis has probably played his best game, but the offensive line probably played their best game also.
Mhm. Very, very good to see. We will break it down in great detail on this offensive film study, as you know by now, available exclusively here on the Autograph app. Again, our friends at Autograph rewarding you for what you do already, being a fan. And if you are enjoying this Autograph experience, then you know it's not just enjoying these film studies, it's also enjoying reading your favorite blogs, your favorite free blogs, enjoying your favorite free podcasts. And then as you do these things, you're accruing points, and then you can redeem these points for rewards like, oh, I don't know, access to exclusive events and tickets to great events that you might want to go to. These are all great concepts that our friend Tom Brady and the folks at Autograph came up with for rewarding you for your loyalty as fans. It doesn't get any better than that, folks.
That's
Again,
not done, Sam.
these are the perks that come
As good as it gets, Sam.
with
Doggone
Autograph.
it.
All right. So Al Borges, let's jump right on in and get with the first play in this week's film study. It is a show play, and we told you, and you know this, being a coach for as long as you have, coaches are nothing if not copycats.
Mm-hmm.
We know from watching the Indiana game that Michigan had trouble handling movement. Twists were,
Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah.
yeah, they were the name of the game against Indiana. They had a lot of success getting home, and so you had to figure that
They're gonna test the
Northwestern
waters. Yeah, they're gonna test the waters. And you're right, Sam. There's no patent on defenses or offense. You can't put a patent on them. So that means anybody can steal them. Anybody can steal and they do. They're constantly from the pros, from other college teams, maybe even from a high school team. There's a good scheme. Somebody may steal that. So let's watch. This play was interesting, good and bad. Bad probably at the end because it didn't get much. I did not like Donovan's read on this. He should have pressed this more to the A gap, but I did like the right side's ability to handle this movement because it is the same movement or one of the same movements that he had to deal with or they had to deal with a week ago against Indiana. This is a TE, okay? But I want you to watch. It's good, Sam. Beautiful. He's nice and slow. How Lincoln Alhadi handle it. The TE now you can see. Link, I think, kind of smelled a rat because the end was kind of light on his hand. And by that, I mean he wasn't really wound real tight. So he suspected that something might be up. So rather than step with his outside foot and commit to that 5 technique, he stepped with his inside foot and checked it out. So what he did is he went shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip with El Hadi, and now it's easier to pick up those movements. The 3 technique moved right to him. Okay, the 5 wrapped around, and they just easily exchanged the movement, just like you could have done a week ago. But so often they were committing to that technique with outside footwork, and they were getting picked off. Now, this one here, I really thought I had a chance. I think this was Donovan against the free safety had he just pressed the hole. Press the A gap until you can. So keep going. Don't be too quick to go back because you didn't move the defense well enough. You can see the problems. The line thinking everything's hitting to the right, and he's cutting back prematurely. But you can see, and you can really see this on the end zone if you had an all 22. There is a hole, and it's just Donovan and the free safety. And I've seen him win that more than once. Okay. So this is progress. This is definite progress, even though the play isn't very damn good. I'm first one to tell you that. But you got the right guard, right tackle actually look like they know what they're doing. They've seen it before. They've experienced it, and they've corrected that error. So good and bad, but I thought it was a compelling play based on what had happened a week ago.
Yeah, that's one where the play didn't go anywhere. If you watched it, you're like, "Ah, doggone it. Ah, that's a bad play, bad call," and the
Not because
line
of the
screwed
line.
it up.
Not because of the line. That's right, Sam. Not
Yeah,
because of the line.
not
This is
'cause of the
poorly
line.
read. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's on the back.
Yeah. Now, see, whenever the guys next to you, I'm going to just take a second to explain this. The center and the right guard were zoning to that linebacker. Okay. And the right tackle now, he has what I call a dealer's choice, means he could step with either foot based on what he thinks the guy over him's doing. If the guy over him's going to stay outside, he'll step and right at his outside breastplate with his outside foot and try and stretch that guy wide and just kick him wide so there's a hole in there. But if he thinks that guy's going to do something, he smells a rat, says, yeah, might be a little action going on there. He can now step with his inside foot and basically zone with that guard and be able to easily make the exchange if there's some kind of ET or TE.
All right, Al, let's go ahead and get started on the next play. It is another show play, and this is, I think you said this is your favorite play. I know you said this is probably the play you scored the most touchdowns
Yeah,
on in your coaching
it's
career.
yeah, well, probably is my favorite place since it scored so much. But I really love the G Lead, and this I wanted to show this because we have telestrated it, but when we telestrate, but I wanted to, it demonstrates a point that I've been making for years. Okay, on the G Lead, that means that the guard's going to pull G. Lead means the back's going to lead through. But when you get on the goal line, Sam, it gets really hard to get the middle linebacker because all those linemen are in the gaps, and the center or whoever it is cannot get off on that linebacker. So often the back has to take him and say, "Hey, Khalil, you got that linebacker. I don't think we can get him. I don't think we can get him." So what you do, you coach him so that you don't turn back into the defense. You keep that angle so that if he hits you, how's he hit you, Sam? He hits you from the side. And when he hits you from the side and you weigh 230 something pounds, you know what you do? You fall forward and sideways. But the key word is forward. And here's a prime example of that. This happens twice in this game. It happens going to the left later on. The linebacker's unblocked, and that guy's trying to tackle him from the side. That's too much to tackle. He's a very powerful guy. See those legs start? He gets hit right around, maybe the 1 or 2. But because he's hitting him from the side, he's just going to carry him into the end zone, Sam. Forget about it. Can't do it. But if you turn and square up to, that's different now. Now he can hit you full frontal shot and get help from his buddies, but not when you're coming in at this angle. That's very difficult to do with a big, strong back like that. So I just want to show that. I mean, we've talked a lot about G leads, but this is just a prime example of that coaching point is keep your angle, maintain that angle. And if they hit you a glancing blow that puts you sideways and forward. And forward means touchdown.
Yeah, this was the game where it felt like they went back to featuring Khalil a lot more.
Yeah,
Did you
they
feel
did.
that way, Al?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. And watch, but Donovan still got his touches.
He
But
did.
yes. I think that without question, in the game plan, we said we can't have Khalil's. He got to touch the ball, and he did. And he every time it seems like he gets to touch it, good things happen. So, with that in mind, this week, sure like to see him get some carries, not to
Yeah.
eliminate Donovan because Donovan's been
Yeah.
good in this game. I mean,
Yeah.
really, last couple of years. So, but you gotta run that horse now. Got to run him and run him
Yeah.
inside
Big
the
time.
tackles and pound those suckers and do your deal. And I'm telling you, you can get some results.
Big time. All right. Time for the first illustration, Al. Uh, you mentioned this, and immediately you know where I was gonna go. I went where probably everyone's gonna go because we all know old John Gruden. We
That's right. Here we go. Yeah, this one's right out of John's book. Right out of John's book. I don't know if he invented it, but he certainly ran it a lot, and you certainly heard it. The spider pass. The spider pass. Spider 2 is to the right, which is what he runs it most of the time. Spider 3 is to the left, is which he runs it occasionally with a right-handed quarterback.
and
Now, this play
he
is
would always say the Y banana. This is
yeah,
not Y
this
banana.
play is not Y banana. The mother play of the spider package is the spider Y banana, which where the tight end pushes up the field and breaks to the corner, and the fullback slips into the flat, and the quarterback kind of high lows him and all that. This is another variation of spider, okay? And we'll detail it as we show you, okay?
Okay, here we go.
I called this play, and I think Gruden did too, if I'm not mistaken, spider to crisscross. And the defense is odd nickel, which means you basically cover in the center and two guys inside the tackles. They bring the nickel off the edge and play cover one, which is man free, okay? Man free safety, okay? They motion, you're going to see a motion Bredesen. I believe that is my man, Tyler
Tyler.
Morris. Is it not yet?
Mhm.
He runs a little corner out. He kind of flattens it because it's man to man, but he's part of the look, but not a major part of the look. Sometimes he'll get it, but more often than not, he doesn't. Okay. But he's going to try and pull that corner the hell out of there. All right. And then the tight end, who's Colston Loveland, is going to try and run a crossing route by blowing the top off the Mike linebacker. He wants to get around the Mike linebacker and pull him deep to cover him so that, and we'll show the next guy, the X receiver, who I believe is Peyton O'Leary, is going to shallow cross right where that Mike left. You understand? He's good. So they're going to kind of have a little mesh there, but trying to force the Mike deep on the spider. Okay? That'll give you a mesh and man, and hopefully get a guy open in zone if the Mike gets any depth at all. Okay? But that's the tight end's job. Now, you see Loveland go, or not Loveland, but Bredesen goes in motion, and he's going to block, he's going to look like he's blocking off the edge and then slip into the flat, and he's always the first look. If the flank is open, get it to him pronto. That's the first look for the quarterback. He's got a high-low there with the Z, the flanker, Morris, but he's really thinking right now, if that's open, give him the ball, okay? Now, there goes Mullins. He's going to take a little token fake, a real quick fake, just to hold him half a beat, and he'll block off the edge. So what you got Bredesen kind of setting the block up by pretending he's going to block for a beat, and then Mullins going ahead and taking that over and taking the first thing to show off the edge, okay? The quarterback will make the fake. He'll just kind of sit, maybe off the guard a little bit, maybe it's something. He does not roll out on this pass. He's pretty much pocket throwing this, but it doesn't usually happen right smack in the middle of the pocket, okay? Now, you take a look at them. They're playing cover one. You can see they're playing cover one. They go blitz and nickel, like we said. All those guys are locked up on their guys. Now, you got a hell of a deal going here, Sam. If the Mike gets caught in the wash and he's got the fullback's wide open. And that's what happens on this play. It's 3rd and 2. Critical 3rd and 2 call here now. Keep those chains moving. And if for some reason he's not open, we got to talk about line 2. Everybody turns back one guy. Good protection now. This is good protection. Everybody turns back one guy. They're all blocking to the left, one gap, okay, and leaving the edge for the halfback, okay? So if he can't hit that guy in the flat, which he does, he's got a chance to hit the X coming on that shallow cross, hoping that the tight end blew the top off the Mike and opened him up. There are other options. The corner jumped it. You may have a corner out too, but more often than not, on this play, the ball will go to the fullback in the flat, against man-to-man, as you see here, or that X crossing shallow. I have also seen on this play a man-to-man coverage where the tight end got the ball running across the field. And you can see here, he's got a little separation too. But this one went just as planned, okay? The fullback was clean in the flat. Give him the ball now and let him go, okay? This is a fullback. Fullbacks love this play because they're usually featured. And you can see from this angle, everybody turning back, everybody blocking to the watch all the wings go left. See that? And there you go. Simple little play, nothing to it. Nothing to it. But protection is easy on the line, and the routes are not very complicated. And the throw for the quarterback is very throwable. It's not something where you got to thread it between defenders and make some spectacular pass. But
Yeah,
that is Spider
this one
to
caught him
touchdown.
off this one caught him off guard too, because they don't really
I've not seen
throw
this
this.
play all year. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen this play all year. I think it's the first time I've seen it. So I've seen some crisscrosses out of drop back, but I have not seen the Spider. Okay. Okay. So Spider 2 is to the right. What's to the left? Spider 3 is to the left. And that does not come up near as much as Spider 2 does for a right-handed quarterback, although it does occasionally.
Yeah, and Bredesen can catch the ball.
Oh, yeah. No, he's good. He's that Bo Schembechler fullback in the flat guy, Sam. Remember him? Yeah, Bo used to like to do this. This Bo just had a little smile came to his face here. There you go. Mike linebacker came running up thinking it was a run, and he had the back. Oh, not good.
Yes, sir.
Good for us, bad for them. I like it a lot.
All right. So you're moving down the field, and then we get to the play that we talked about, where we can test the intestinal fortitude of Davis Warren, because this is where we get to that interception. And I remember I asked you, Al, what happened on that play?
Well, when you asked, I knew what happened. I'm not sure. I didn't totally see why it happened. I needed to see a replay, which I didn't when you'd asked. So, but once watching the all 22, it kind of bared itself out. They're running 3 curls, kind of what I call a hank route, the common West Coast term, hank route. The tight end and the 2 receivers are running curls past the first down. And the tight end is open in the middle of the defense. He's the first look usually on Hank, is you peek at that tight end, and if those linebackers separate or there's any room in there, you hit that back foot and just give him the ball, move the chains, right? Well, there were some issues on this with regard to pass protection, okay? Northwestern, they got in a nickel defense, an odd nickel defense where they had walked up their weak side linebacker. And we'll show you that if we can see it from the wide angle. Yeah, okay. See, just pause that just to beat there, Sam. See, on the right guard, they walked that backer up, okay? Now, and again, I'd have to ask him exactly how they protect this, but I know how we did. And I'll just tell you how we did, right, wrong, or indifferent, whatever. Is the right guard and right tackle would take the 2 most dangerous rushers. And that means they would have to vertically set and make those rushers declare. So if that guy bailed, which he does here now, the right guard now would have the defensive end, and the right tackle now would have the corner blitz. Okay, you understand?
Mm-hmm.
And now what happens is they get caught in between because the right guard jumps, or not necessarily jump, but he doesn't get enough depth to handle that 5 technique coming inside. Now the corner comes off the edge clean and forces a quick throw off his back foot, and it's errant over his head and right to the linebacker, who had retreated all the way to cover 3. Strange coverage, but it was what it was. The Mike linebacker, you can blowing out of there. That is not Tampa coverage. He is running to deep third there, okay? The corners are playing a third, and it's an unusual pass coverage, but it is. But the way they did that is they finessed that by forcing Michigan to eat up their guard and their tackle on one player who's not rushing, and that's what caused the interception, in my opinion. And they also bailed the nose guard, too, although I don't know that he was a big factor in this, but he might have been.
Yeah, nose guard wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was bothered by the corner,
no doubt,
in his face, but he came back the next series and led him on a touchdown drive in minute 49.
Mm-hmm. He did. Great 2-minute drive too, Sam. Great. We're going to show the last play of that, and that was extremely well done.
Yeah. So, it's interesting. I mean, you still saw some remnants of a line still figuring out some of
Mhm.
their communication and protections. There were some improvement, some tangible improvement you could see,
No doubt. Yeah.
but then still some issues.
Yeah. They just got to know in odd looks where the guards are uncovered and backers walk up that they have to get back and force that linebacker to declare whether he's blitzing or not and still be positioned to handle anybody coming off the edge. That's happened a time or two. And that's something, if in fact that's how they handle it. Now, some people say, and Michigan may say this, I don't know, is the quarterback's responsible for throwing a side adjustment with the corner. And those guys don't even have that. So I could be wrong. They may do it that way. I don't know. I just know we didn't do it that way, and that's the way I know the best, and I can critique that the best. But there
Yeah.
are different ways to handle corner blitzes. Just know that.
Yeah, look, very rude. Look, we high school football is not college football, so don't pretend to even be anywhere close. I just know when we were in high school, um, our quarterback was always check the short side. If you were
Mhm.
lined up on hatch, you got to
Absolutely,
check
yeah,
for the corner
yeah.
blitz.
Yeah.
So
Some people will hot that, thinking
mhm,
that you don't know they'll hot it, and some people will pick it up. You just hate to hot a route against a basic zone defense
yeah,
because a lot of times there's people on it when you throw it. If it's a zero coverage or such, hell yeah. But you hate having to do that. But sometimes that's the best answer if you're not handling it the other way. So I know
yeah.
at UCLA that's how we did it. We anytime the corner come, we throw it out there. We didn't have the lineman have to pick that up. So.
Right. All right. So mention that Davis came right back though, Al, and got a minute 49 on the clock. He just threw an interception, but he leads them on a march, very poised, making plays. A pivotal play on that drive was a 3rd and 8 where he gets out of the pocket and completes a pass to Frederick Moore to extend the drive. It picks up 12 yards and then uh, gets to this play that you're bringing up for the touchdown.
Yeah, 11 seconds left, Sam. This was critical because this sent you into halftime with a touchdown. And that affects momentum. Okay, really affects momentum. All right, let's look and see what Northwestern did, and then consequently how Michigan dealt with it. Okay, let's take a peek here now. All right, Y flat return versus double eagle, which means all the guys are covered, guard, center, inside. Northwestern is play zero rat. We'll show you what zero rat is. Okay. And we'll show you what a flat return is too. Okay. Everybody's got a guy man to man. You can see that. Everybody's locked on their guy man to man. They're rushing 5 dudes. You can see they're all got their hand on the ground. And then they got a rat player. That rat player is playing that short hole, trying to steal the quarterback's eyes. See if he can't jump in the middle of a throw. You know what I mean, Sam? They've
Mm.
done that to us before. That's happened before. So he's kind of a free dude to see what he can find. Jump crossing routes, jump slants, option routes. His job is he's kind of a general drop guy, short drop guy. Of course, just close to the goal line, he would be. And he's going to try and catch the aerial of the quarterback so he can get a jump on where the ball's going. Okay. That's what they're doing. Michigan now, this is their route combination. They're running Tyler Morse to the corner. And that's not Tyler Morse. I'm not sure who that is, but he's
I
running the
think
corner out.
I think that's him. I think,
Yeah.
or
Okay.
or is
All right.
that might be Kendrick? I don't know.
Yeah, it might be Kendrick, but he's running the corner out. He's really kind of I think, more of a decoy on this. I don't think he's a big part of this. Okay. And then Klein comes in motion. He could go right into the flat off his motion. Okay. And you could see the Northwestern guy go with him. You could see him running through the middle there. And then both now Colston Loveland starts outside almost like he's going to the flat. Looks like 2 guys are going to the flat. And I think that kind of fools Northwestern a little bit. And then that's Tyler there, I believe. He's running a shallow cross. Okay. He's going to let those guys clear. He's going to let Colston clear. And he's going to come underneath on a shallow cross. Okay. Now, hopefully, Sam, that'll get the attention of that rat guy. Because once that rat guy sees that shallow cross, maybe, just maybe, he'll take his eyes off of Colston, who returns off the flat. He starts to the flat. They might have been trying to shake this thing out where they were trying to switch dudes, just so that they didn't get picked. That might have happened. I don't know. But regardless of what happened, I know what happened, and nobody covered Colston. Colston started outside and then quickly looped back inside, and everybody chased Klein, or two guys chased Klein. The Rat player peeked at the shallow, and Colston was all by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Backside, we just get a block here from Khalil, and that's where the ball went. Oh, see that? Two guys chasing Klein. But they weren't sure, see, because Colston started for the flat, and then all of a sudden, boom, spun back around, ran a kind of a pseudo-Texas route with a little looping action. There you go. You can see it. See, two guys go after him. Nobody goes after Loveland. It's well designed, well run. Very nice play. And a big time momentum shift now with this one now.
Yeah, it was.
Not having to kick a field goal, going into the locker room with a touchdown just makes all the difference in the world, man.
Yeah. Difference between a one-score lead and a two-score lead.
Two-score lead. That's exactly right. All the line, they just block what I call 5-0 protection or man-to-man. They all got the guy in front of them, okay? They just got the guy in front of them. And I believe Khalil was even looking to chip here a little bit to help those tackles. They did a lot more of that in this game, Sam, where those backs were trying to help those tackles with some chips, and I think that was helpful too.
Yeah, it's helpful for the quarterback as well. You had to believe, you were big on making him feel comfortable, right?
Yes.
This had to be like a mental thing, like, man, I'm going to have a little extra help.
The two things that came up in this game the most, Sam, were the RPO run control off the run game. They done much more of it in this game, and the chips. Those were the two, I think, tactical adjustments that they made that I think made a difference in the game.
Yeah, gave the quarterback a security blanket.
Yeah. Well, They had done both in games before. They'd done some chipping and they'd done some RPO, some run control RPO stuff, not as much as this game. Right. In this game, they were looking to chip, I think, virtually almost every dropback pass and almost every run. And I say almost, not all of them, but almost every run, there was something tagged to it, a bubble or a spot screen or a RPO or something. So that was their approach.
Yeah. Balance the equation for the quarterback. And it helped him. Helped calm him down. Against a solid defense. Well, they won't call them world beaters, but they hung with Ohio State for a little bit.
I don't think Loveland's a very good dancer.
He said, hey, man, hey, do whatever you want. You get in the end zone as much as he does.
I don't know, Sammy. You got to stir it up here a little bit. This is.
Yeah, he said, hey.
I like that. I just don't know if I like.
Yeah, he said, hey. I get in the end zone. I make it happen, Coach. I make it happen.
Make it happen, Captain.
Yeah. All right, Al. We're back to the show plays, and let's go ahead and show them this one.
Oh no, this isn't even insert zone. This is just an open zone. Oh, do they do a great job on this now? This was sweet. If you watch how they exchange all the movements, they're running. I believe Northwestern is running what I call a target to the weak side, which means they're bringing two linebackers to the weak side in the A and B gap, okay? I believe 37. And, you see what they're doing there? One guy A, one guy B. And they just picked them off. I mean, it looked like the scout team, the way they did. Play that back one more time, Sam. If you got a little slow button there, that would be nice. See, they come off zone to the backer. The right guard, El Hadi, sees him wrapping over the top, puts the brakes on, picks him off. They wall the first backer, wall the defensive tackle, and it hits right through the teeth of the defense. That is a thing of beauty right there. And then you got big old Khalil with his shoulders turned. Forget about it. Sam. Sam?
Mm-hmm.
Cancel Christmas, and it's just around the corner. We don't want to cancel Christmas now. It's just around the corner. That's good. She's happy about it. That's good.
Michigan fans like, oh man, we might score 30 in this game.
Oh, 30. Yeah, I'm going right past 30, Sam. Right past 30. We're blowing past 30
Hey,
so fast. But watch again,
hey.
they watch the combination of blocks and seeing what's going on. Everybody sees the picture. They can see what's happening. 34 is coming in the A gap. Let him go. Nudge him. Nudge him. Now I'll take the next guy over the top. You wall a nose. Hit it A gap until you can't. But you can. You can. The A gap's still there. Me and you. Me and you. And when it's me and you, it's going to end up me. Drop those pads. Oh, geez. Look at that. Look, they look like cartoon characters bouncing off him, Sam.
And you let him get his shoulder square and get downhill.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about cancel Christmas, Al Borges.
Yes,
Man.
that's right, Sam. Steve didn't even get him down. I mean, he was still standing up to the two guys hit him.
Yeah, you talk about cancel
That
Christmas.
was well done. That was very well done.
All right, let's go
Now,
ahead.
you know, Ohio State's going to give them some of that stuff you just saw right there, Sam. This is a common for them. They like bringing both backers, crossing the backers in the A gaps from depth, just like you're seeing right there. They won't show it to you, but they're going to get that.
Okay. All right. All right, Al. I remember you said that. I'm going to remember that. I'm going to commit that to me. I'm going to hold you to it, Al Borges.
All right, Sam. I'm
I'm
good with that. I'm good with that. Hey, how about an RPO? A real RPO,
Okay.
Sam. We've been asking for RPOs.
We
got
have.
one here. We got open zone RPO versus two trap, cover two trap. We'll show you what that is. Everybody's going, what's cover two trap? I'll show you what cover two trap is. Hold on.
Okay.
Keep
All
your pants on. All right. We got 4-2 look. Now, on this, look, we're all coming off to block a zone play. Nah, hell, we've shown you 1,000 zones. We're going to double team the down guys. We're going to try and stretch that 5 technique. We're going to fall off for those 2 linebackers. Going to hit that A gap until we can't. You know, if we can't, then, you know, we may slide out. We may cut back, but we got to give that A gap a chance. Sam, play ain't worth a damn unless you can give the A gap a chance. That's just all part of it. Okay. They give us a little too high look, split safety look, and there's the read defender. That means that's the guy we're going to watch to see if we make an upfield throw or a downfield throw, whatever, a downfield throw. Okay? Let's see what he does. But what are we doing to exploit that movement? Well, we got 2 hitches going on outside, which is good. And then we got a little RPO route, kind of a little short slant. I don't know what the hell that is, but he's attacking right where that dude is, okay? So if for some reason he gets a little frisky and decides he's going to jump in the middle of that run, we got an answer. We got an answer now. They're not going to load the box on us without us doing something about it, okay? There's a connection point. He sticks the ball in Liz Khalil's gut, and he watches that nickelback. What is that nickelback going to do? What's he going to do? And there's a reaction. Nickel jumps it. He doesn't blitz. He just triggers because he thinks it's running. He's going to add into that box so that if that ball gets cut back, he's right there. They play trap coverage with both corners playing inside, safeties playing over the top. So this is a big-time run defense. They're trying to get 9 dudes involved in the run here, Sam. It doesn't look like it on a pre-snap because it looks like a split safety look, but they're trying to get guys involved in the run. But Davis, he won't have any of it, Sam. That guy takes that bite. He pulls that ball out. He kind of holds it a beat, makes sure it clears, and shoots it right to him for a nice gain. This is another.
We got to see this against Ohio State.
Yeah, no, I don't think you have any choice. I think you got to do some of this.
Got to see this.
They are going to be coming. They're going to come a humming, Sam. Those safeties are going to come a humming. See that? Look, see how nice. Oh, that's so nice. Great job.
Got to see this.
11-yard gain. And
Al,
next time that safety's not so fast. Doesn't get so frisky, Sam.
Yeah, this is going to be available, Al.
Yeah, I hope so.
And you know, this is not something they're going to be playing Michigan for a ton.
No, because they just haven't done it a ton.
Right.
But I think they kind of got in this game. They got that. So you can see those corners are going to jump inside and try and add to the front. They're not rerouting the receivers. They're trying to get to what is in essence a 9-man front. And Michigan has an answer. And I like the answer.
Yep. We ask for it so much, and we say, "Nah." We ask for it so much, and stop asking for it because they aren't going to do it. Stop asking for it because they aren't going to do it. Maybe they just been holding it for the right time.
I don't know. I'd rather run it all year and get good at it. But
I hear you. I hear you. What'd you say? Burn the boats, Al. I mean, use
burn the
everything you
boats,
got there,
man. You know,
bro.
Cortez, we know what he did, Sam. It wasn't no going back, right? Once he got there, the boats went down. We stand. That's it.
Yeah, because they are going to say, Davis Warren, you got to beat us. You aren't gonna run the ball on us now.
Oh, you can bet on that. That's going to be. That will be the defensive coordinator's thinking, man. And it is, for most all quarterbacks, make the quarterback beat you.
Yep, that's gonna be available. And that one is one that if you are looking for higher percentage, it's risky. It is risky. I mean, you're throwing it in some traffic, but but at the same time, he's getting rid of it a little quicker.
Yeah,
which is kind of in his wheelhouse of things he wants to do.
Sam,
I'm trying to talk myself and them into it at the same time.
Sam, burn the boat, Sam.
I mean, hey, you don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell me. All right.
It's funny. These last three plays are kind of nuanced plays we haven't seen at least run the way they're going to run them. Now, two of them,
right.
We've not seen that RPO, I don't think, all year. This next play, we've seen insert zones, but not this way. This was slick. I don't know who come up with this one, but this was a good deal, and I wouldn't be surprised to see it again. All right, this is an insert zone. Well, you're saying, well, yeah, I don't know what insert zone is. You showed me those before. That's not news. Yeah, we have, but never with the tight end on the line of scrimmage. It's always been with a back in the backfield or a tight end off the ball. They're not looking for an insert zone in this look, and that does make a difference. And the little additions that they use here, and we're going to show up the end zone to give you an idea. This is a Y insert into a 4-2 cover 4. Now, they motion and pull that weak inside linebacker. They don't pull him out, but they loosen him with a box softer. And it helps set up that tight end's block, as you'll see here shortly. Okay. So as we go in motion, there goes the backer. He didn't run all the way up. He kind of stacks on the hip of that down lineman, which makes that box a little more vulnerable. Okay. So here we go. Now Hinton, he steps out, engages a 5 to try and widen him and open that hole up. Make that guy think you're trying to hook him or something, but engage him so that he feels threatened to the outside, at least in part. Okay. And then Preeb comes down. He takes care of that nose guard. He's going to handle that nose guard so that he doesn't fall into the hole. Now, something I talked to you about off camera is I used to run this play. I used to try and double team the nose with the center. And line coach at Auburn says, don't do that. He says, because the guy resists the block and squeezes the hole and makes it harder to get in there. If you just block him by himself, he'll just defend the A gap. He won't try and defend both gaps. So rather than double team him with the center, we just have Preeb take him by himself, and then Crippen, I believe it is, goes back to the backside linebacker. He's got him by himself, as does El Hadi. He's got the 3, as does Link. He's got the 7. Okay. So everybody's kind of singled, but the defense is getting separated. Okay. It's getting separated. Now, unbeknownst to the Wildcats, they're going to pull the tight end and insert him on the inside linebacker. And there's a big old hole in there. And you got a bubble screen going to make them think that, they got the perimeter stretched too. So what they're doing is creating some space. Okay. But you can see everybody and boom, the great angle, because that guy walked out a little bit. He gave Klein a great angle to block him and opened the hole even larger.
Yeah, that's way different. 'cause normally when you look at an insert, it looks like an ISO.
It looks like an
Yeah.
ISO. See, this one doesn't, but it is. I mean, it is basically. The zone's hitting to the right, but it's not because he's coming in behind the insert. Press it, press it, press it, jump cut. Sometimes the insert will hit to the right. You don't know.
That was beautiful.
Oh, it was. This is so nice.
You remember what Sharon said? He said, "I'm challenging, the coaching staff to come with some different looks, some different plays, some different ideas," and this seems like something that was born
Yeah.
of that.
I mean, I've run the insert zone for years. I mean, that's been in our offense, God dog, back to when I was at UCLA, but never with the tight end on the ball. I just, I had to think I should have thought out of the box more too. I just didn't think he could get there. Well, I'm wrong. You can see here he can get there. He's athletic enough. Klein's a good athlete. And I don't think he's tipping anything. I don't think they're saying, oh, look, he's pulling. Well, because it's unlikely the tight is pulling anyway. So this is very, very nicely conceived and very well executed.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. This is a wrinkle. This is a different look. They came with some different ideas and gave him something to think about in the run game. Opened up some things in the run game. So I don't know.
And the run control, Sam, the RPO end of it has something to do with this stuff too now. Don't underestimate that because they spread the defense more in this game they have in the previous 10 games. The defense, even though it wasn't always thrown out there, they were, as you can see here, forced to deal with the width of the field.
And so talk about that again, Al. And in what scenario here would the run control be thrown?
Well, if they didn't move or they blitzed or they pressured somebody off the edge, you know what I mean? If for on a pre-snap, if somebody was outflanked, you may throw a bubble, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or if they blitz the guy off the edge, you could block the receiver, throw the bubble. There may be, instances where there's add-ins, you know what I mean? Extra defenders that could create issues for this scheme. That makes sense to you, Sam?
Mm-hmm.
Say he didn't move, Sam. Say he didn't move. Say he stayed right there and blitzed or something, and the nickel blew off the edge. You're probably going to throw a bubble there. But the cool thing is when they don't, they got to respect all that still. You know what I mean? They still got to respect all that. So
giving yourself some options.
Well, what it does, Sam, because they're not the type of team they've been in the past where they didn't do a lot of run controlling. They had a little bit here and there, but it wasn't much. They blocked the receivers, because they didn't have to. They said, we're good enough. We can win those battles. And they did. They did. They were right. When people are screaming for bubbles and all that, sometimes you don't need to, but this year's probably just not one of those years you can't.
Right. You got to do what other teams do.
Well, yeah.
And they aren't physically just better than everyone else.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Yep. All right, Al. We got one more we want to show them. And I know you as being an old ball coach, you kind of wish they didn't show him this one.
Yeah. Ooh, God, I was hoping, I saw this trap play. It's going to come up here in a second. We didn't tell it straight up. We're going to talk about it. I was kind of hoping they'd save this for the Buckeyes, but it's, that's not bad though. And it's just a simple old school trap play to the three technique side. Understand? They're going to see where the three technique, the guy that's lined up outside your guard is the guy getting trapped. You with me, Sam?
Mm-hmm.
So they line Donovan up starting to the left. They see that the three technique is the other way, so they move him over to the right. Okay, so he'll be coming in right at the three technique. And in this instance, the center's going to block back with the guard. They're going to kind of double for a beat to the backside linebacker. See, the tackle is just going to kind of kick that defensive end out. I believe there's only one backer in the box. Or no, actually Klein gets one backer and Preeb gets the other backer. And that thing hits like, oh, Sam, look at that. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, if you ain't seen a trap before, if the first time you see it is in a game, it always works. I mean, always long time. But your percentages are so high. Now, if they practice the hell out of it, the stock of the play goes down a little bit. But not that it doesn't work; it could still work. But uh, the surprise element of a quick inside trap is can be devastating, and it's a fast hitting play that you can usually get an explosive on. But that was very nicely done.
Yeah, man. You can take advantage. I watched Harbaugh. I watched Harbaugh. Man, this must have been when he was first year with the 49ers. And the Lions had Ndamukong Suh, who was a guy who was getting upfield,
Mm-hmm.
just really aggressive getting upfield, and they trapped the hell out of him that game.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, it creates a little apprehension. They're not as quick, they're not as quick to blow up the field on you if they don't feel threatened by plays like this, Trap kind of went out of football. You just don't see it that much anymore. It used to be huge play. When the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 70s were winning all those Super Bowls, they ran the hell out of traps, every form of trap you could imagine. And, but when the linemen got bigger and the zone schemes became more prominent, the trap kind of died a little bit. But every so often, that surprise element, hell of a deal.
Yep. All right, Coach Borges. Well, hopefully
That
we
was Sam. That was a fun game to
it
watch.
was a
That was
fun
a fun
game.
game to evaluate. We had some. I could have picked some more plays. We could have made this long, because there were some good football plays in this game. Now, Sam. Now, can we get a little carryover, a little momentum for this next
Took the
game?
words out of my mouth, Coach Borges.
Oh, I know it was a good time to score 50 points. I'll say that. Now, so for all those people out there that are writing this game off, I wouldn't do it too fast. Not too fast, because Michigan will come ready to play, and they will. I'm betting they'll burn those boats we're talking about, and you'll get the drawer will be emptied. So hang with them, man. We'll just see what happens.
Yeah, we can hope that they carry some of this, obviously the physicality over, but these wrinkles, these Buckeyes, they got a week to prepare for. Hopefully they can throw them a little bit. And I keep saying, if you can have it close in the fourth quarter.
You got shot. Yep.
Day.
You got shot. You
All
got a good
right.
defense. Sam, think about this now. I want you to just think about this. All right. Get those wheels turning, if you would. You get 50 points this week. You feel good about yourself. And at the same time, you just got a commitment from the number one player in the country, okay, which is probably a little infectious with your other recruits, right? I'm betting that someone comes along on that thing. You beat Ohio State, you get to a bowl game, and you win that. A lot of the pain kind of goes away for a while, the pain of the 5 losses and the games and the disappointments, and God knows I don't want to minimize that. But it would be one hell of a way to finish the season, okay? And going into the 2025 season with all those things on your resume. And he said, the perfect year? Hell no, long way from it. But it can finish really strong and with a look to the future that I think is going to be very bright.
Absolutely. Well, with that, folks, that'll do it for the Michigan offensive film study with gorgeous Al Borges. We hope you have a happy and a safe Thanksgiving. We hope they get these Buckeyes. We hope they get them. We're going to be here to break it down.
Yes, we are.
Whatever happens, we're going to break it down. All right, folks? I'll be here with you. All right?
Yep.
We'll see you next time on the next edition of the Michigan Football Film Study focused on the offense with Al Borges. We'll see you next time.
Go Blue.